Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this video I'm just going to give you an idea of how you can use the Fenix 7 watch for running activities. This is my own watch and I've just started running again, and it's just to give you an idea of what the watch will do for you. I'm not going to go through every feature and setting that you can use for running, but it'll just give you some ideas and a good look at the sort of things you can get out of the watch when you are running. This is a multi-activity watch, so it can be used for many other activities such as cycling, swimming, sailing activities. I use it a lot for hiking and ultra run, so it's not just a running watch, it does do a lot all from the one watch. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you an idea of the activities where you set up your run activities. So when you first get the watch from Garmin, it gives you options to download preloaded activities. So I'm just going to the start stop button and I can see I've got this activity here, run. So I've already selected the run activity. Now if I go into this run activity, it'll give you an idea of the data boxes that I've got set up at the moment. So the data boxes I've got set up are to display my heart rate, my distance and a timer when I'm running, and my pace. And if I scroll down the screens, I've got the touch screen enabled. I've actually got my speed, my average speed and my pace. Scroll down a bit further, there's a new screen called stamina that I'm testing with the Fenix 7 watch. So as you start recording more and more data with the watch, so it's recording your sleep, so it is worth wearing the watch in the night time because you will get your sleep recorded. It's recording your oxygen levels because it has got a heart rate on the back of the watch, so as well as your heart rate, you've got your pulse ox being measured, records your VO2. It's looking at all the data when you start running with the watch, and then it starts to predict at the start of a run what your stamina is, what your potential is as you start running. And I've got mine set to show my stamina, distance and time, so it'll show information about how much time I've got potentially left in my tank, how much distance. It's just there as a guide. So I've added that screen and data boxes to the watch. I've simply just got a time of day. And then because the watch comes preloaded with European maps, so you can download maps if your version didn't come with the maps, it's nice to actually, especially if you go somewhere you've not been to before, you can see yourself moving on a map. When you're actually running with the watch, there's a setting where you can have it actually automatically scroll between these data screens at different speeds, or you can just manually, if you've got the touchscreen disabled when you're doing an activity, use the down button and the up button to move between the different screens and then leave it on the one you would like to see. Now you can make all these data boxes individual to what you would like to see, and you can actually add whole new screens as well. So if I hold the middle left hand button in on the side of the watch and go into run settings, the first option is data screens, and on the data screens I can select the layout, so I can have different layouts with more boxes, less boxes, so you can scroll through all those different options. And one thing I can do, if I just go back to how I had that one, just go back up a little bit, that's it there. You can actually change what's in the data boxes, so again I'll show you that. If I go to data fields and select data fields, the top one's flashing there. I can select it and I can have various distance fields, pace fields, speed fields. You can do this for all of the boxes, heart rate fields, stamina. Run dynamics is useful. If you purchase something extra that Garmin sell called a running dynamics pod, it's a very small lightweight device that pairs with the watch using the ANT Plus sensor, a bit like Bluetooth, clips on the back of your waistband, and what the dynamics pod will measure is your cadence, the number of steps per minute. It actually measures your ground contact, but your balance between left and right, which one has more contacts. It's all useful stuff when you're working out how you're running, things you need to change and improve. It'll do your stride length, your vertical oscillation, which is your bounce while running. So it'll actually display your vertical motion of your torso in centimeters for each step. Measures your vertical ratio, which is the ratio of vertical oscillation to stride length as a percentage. Generally, the lower percentage indicates better running form, and also your ground contact. This is all done from a running dynamics pod. I haven't tested that yet with the watch, but I am thinking of doing that. So of course, then you can set up all of the data boxes to do with these things that it measures, the running dynamics pod. So again, I'm sure a lot of you runners out there will be used to using something like the running pod. So it's just giving you an idea of the sort of things you can do, and you can change what's in these data boxes. So I'm just going to come right back out of here now, ready into the run profile. So if I was about to go for a run now, I could simply just go into the run profile, press the start button once I've got a satellite signal with a green bar at the top, start recording my activity. Data will then appear on the screen, and then when I'm finished the run, I can simply press the start stop, and then I'll get prompted, do I want to save the activity? A nice thing, if you're out on a run and you've went somewhere you're not familiar with and you weren't following a course, which is something you can do, you can actually, once you've stopped it there, go to back to start. And if I select back to start, there's an option called track back, and with the track back option, it's showing me course complete because I haven't been anywhere. I've started and stopped at the same place. But what you'd actually get on the screen is a map to follow and a pointer that's showing you your direction of travel on that course that you're following back, your basic track back. So it's really nice as a navigational feature as well. You can track back exactly the same way you run. Actually, when you do that, it'll actually show the climbs coming up because it's just recorded your climbs and it shows you them then coming up. So stop the recording at the end, what we normally do, and then we go into the option where we save it. And when you save it, you then get lots of information that you can review on the watch or in the Garmin Connect app. So there's actually an app called Garmin Connect that syncs with the watch. You can actually use the app to set up the watch in the same way I was manually setting up the data boxes with the Fenix 7 range. That can actually be all done from the app. So I'm just going to discard this one here for the moment. I'm not actually saving the one that I've just done now. Now, another nice feature when you're actually recording with the watch, I'm just going to show you if I go back into my run profile, you can actually got some training functions where you can race against yourself. You can set yourself targets. So if I actually hold the middle left hand button and go down to training, there's an option called training, and a feature that I use quite a bit. If you're recording activities and doing the same activities again and again, you can actually race against an activity you've recorded from history. So there's a little 5k run I did yesterday, so I can load that one on the screen, and what will show me is I'm the person in red. The little grey person would either be behind me or in front of me, and you've got the time ahead, so it shows you if you're ahead. If I was behind, it would show me I'm behind, an estimated finish time. So you can race against yourself if you start that racing against your activity. You've also got other training things you can set up. In the app, you can actually set yourself a training program depending on whether you're trying to do a 5k, a 10k, a half marathon, etc. So on my own watch, I've actually, if I go down onto the training, I've set up a target. You can set up targets. I'll show you that one first. So you can set up distance and time, distance and pace. So you can set yourself targets while you're doing an activity. If I just go down finally to the training calendar, using the Garmin Connect app, you get lots of information on training packages you can set up and send to the watch. So I've set mine up so I start today, and it's telling me to do a workout and then do it as a run. And then it'll actually tell me what to do when I start the timer. I need to warm up for 2 minutes. Then on the watch, it'll buzz and say, you now need to run for so far, then walk for a bit, and so on and so on. So it's like a little training program on the actual watch. Loads of other things the watch will do for running. This was really just to give you a quick idea. Now, while I'm back to the watch face, you've actually got something called race predictor. So the more and more you start running and training with the watch, you've actually got an option where it'll show my VO2 max, which it's saying good, 41. And if I scroll down, it's actually showing you my lactate threshold reading, and it's actually showing you my 5k prediction at the minute, my 10k, and my half marathon and my marathon. I would like to get these times down an awful lot, so I'm going to do a lot more training in the next few months, and hopefully we'll see all these come down. So overall, I'm just finding it a great tool to use for running. But just remember, again, it is a multi-activity watch. We've done lots of videos in this series where we show using the watch for hiking, cycling, ultra events. You can use it for indoor training, swimming, sailing events as well. But today was just to give you an idea on me using the watch for running, and I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.